If you enjoy these videos, please like and subscribe.
All right, so the classic combat here, the classic battle, Hydra versus S.H.I.E.L.D.
Ooh, exciting.
With a World War II-esque theme here.
Oh, that looks pretty good, Andy.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. So the way we have cover working in this one, you're only in cover if you're in a trench. The craters for this game don't count. Mm-hmm. We just felt that was overkill.
And this is kind of your Part 1 World War II map. You've got more coming. This is our first phase. I don't know how you put it.
Phase 1, I like that.
Phase 1 of the World War II map.
Yep. Yeah, I've actually got some other stuff in store. So, you're starting out. Hey, that guy looks familiar.
Well, it's the new Captain America, or the new old Captain America.
The new old young Captain America. Weirdly. So
this is exciting, and I want everybody to know we watched our language the whole time.
Right. We looked at the card. It has the language special trigger. We're like, we won't curse. And we didn't.
That's right.
That's not to say barbs weren't thrown at each other through this game, but we did not curse at each other.
Oh, yeah. So. Shenanigans happened.
Shenanigans happened, as always. So Hydra Bob, he's interesting. And I wasn't going to play him, but I just felt, why not?
Oh, look at that. I'm out of range.
Out of range, yeah.
Sorry.
Again, I always felt he was kind of a joke character added to the game, but I was like, well, maybe. Just maybe in this game he could have some use.
Okay, is that War Machine?
That is War Machine.
Yeah, so I have not played War Machine well in the past. It was basically I needed a 3-point character as him or 3-point Black Widow. I thought, I'm going to play War Machine. I'm going to give him another chance. We'll see how he does.
Well, thank you. He appreciates that. Hey, I had pretty good success with him last time I played
Yeah,
him.
you play him better than me, so we'll see what happens.
Viper's another one we don't see too often. There's a semi-limited list of what you can use, and they're pretty much all 2 or 3 cost, which was really kind of...
Well, she's got a cool name.
Viper, okay.
Yeah. That would be... It'd be cool if my name was Viper.
Maybe I'll start calling you Viper from now on.
All right. Instead of Empress Palpatine.
Instead of Empress Palpatine, I'll call you Viper. And no one will know why. And that would be even better. It's like, why? Does she like snakes? No, she hates them.
Oh, that's funny. At first I thought those were the Howling Commandos, just the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. Wah.
Just the grunts. The red shirts, if you will, for this game.
It's all right, S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. We still love you.
But I don't have to keep you alive.
But not as much as the Howling Commandos. Right? I'm more excited about that.
Now Nick Fury. Yeah,
I was really, not sure where to move these guys. This was, deployment I was very unsure about. I was like, I don't know, guys. We'll see.
So Zola, I was very excited to get Zola on the board here.
He is a psycho. I've been reading about him. We were thinking about doing, a lore video. Oh my gosh. I gotta, ramp myself up for that one.
That would be a dark video.
It's dark, yeah.
No.
Oh, now... Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Wahoo!
Wahoo! That is the cry of the Howling Commandos, but Nikki, they're stealthed, so you better do that quietly.
Wahoo!
There you go. Like I said, and I think that was a big miss on Atomic Mass Games' part here, because that should have been their charge. They should have had a charge action.
Their charge should have been Wahoo. Why don't they talk to us about this?
I know, right?
We could help out.
And they would be throwing grenades as they did that. It would be great.
Oh, man.
And then there'd be...
Playing a trumpet, maybe?
Playing a trumpet, exactly.
Playing a trumpet.
And that could be special trigger, trumpet. And then another would be shrapnel, because shrapnel is devastating, too.
And if you don't know much about the Howling Commandos, we have a lore video out.
And find out why the trumpet...
Why a trumpet, yes.
Why trumpet and why shrapnel? because
Shrapnel's big.
Shrapnel's big in their story. So, all right. So the original Human Torch, not Mr. Blaze. I'm sorry, not Mr. Storm. God, I keep on calling him Johnny Blaze. That's the Ghost Rider. That's Johnny Storm.
Well, there's a lot of Johnnies.
There is a lot of Johnnies.
I'm just saying.
And then you could say, "Where's Johnny?" she said, as she tried to look the other way. "Who's Johnny?" she said. Yeah, never mind. A little short circuit humor for any of those who grew up in the 80s. So, anyways, yeah. He looks very impressive on the card. I was quite a bit concerned about him, even for being a 3-cost.
Yeah, there's some cool stuff about him, so...
Anyone who can cause Incinerate is nasty. And I think he can do it without triggering it, right?
Something has to be in place. Let me think.
Let's see. Nope. Well, there's immolate. There we go.
And then something like if you're within so much, I'd have to read the card. Yeah. But, yeah. There's some cool stuff involved with Incinerate.
So I forgot that both Zemo and Zucker had Strategic Genius. That was a complete accident to put them on that side, but...
Yeah, things were looking up for you when you saw that.
Heck yeah, it was. Okay, into round 2. You're going to start it out with a bang.
Okay, so this is on Human Torch and Captain America, and you cannot push or throw them or line of sight.
You can't draw a line of sight between them.
Yeah. Human Torch does have something if you try to push him or throw him. He's got let me see what it is.
Like, don't touch
the character may use this character that causes effect suffers. So if you try to push him or throw him, you cause damage. I wasn't thinking about that when I played this, so I might not have. And not a whole lot of your characters throw. Some of them push, I think.
I have one throw, one push.
So again, these are new characters. I'm learning. I'm growing.
Yeah.
But anyway, be that as it is, I played it. So attacking Hydra Bob.
And Zola. This is a flamethrower, basically.
Oh, that's right. This is a beam 3.
Yeah. Burn, baby, burn!
If I roll a wild, it's Incinerate, but I didn't.
Hey, those are some new dice we got there.
Hey, look at that.
And this allows us to use one tray now, which
is nice.
Which made things so much easier.
Yeah. Except for those times when the dice kind of knock over. And
yeah,
you're like, wait, what was that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't roll so great.
No, well, I didn't roll so great either.
This is true. I'll take it.
So you burned his buns.
But he's not incinerated, and that's what I wanted.
Right. Well, okay, here's my experience with Bob. I set this up horribly. So this is excessive violence. I love the name of this. Excessive violence onto Captain America.
I don't know. What do you mean you set it up horribly?
Because I forgot about the push that you get to control, or the throw, basically. So after I shoot, I take damage and I'm thrown.
Oh, got it. Well, still.
And that was not a great roll, so I didn't do any damage. So you're using Vibranium Shielding right now. Wow. And then I'm thrown backwards into Zola.
Take that, Zola.
And I had a cube on me, yeah, so... but hey, I dodged it. I dodged it pretty well.
Yeah, that's a pretty good dodge, Andrew. Stop complaining.
I'm not complaining at all. I just thought I did that wrong, but I just laughed at that point. Bob completely failed there, but...
Oh, Bob.
But he's kind of immortal in this game, so, you take the good and the bad with that.
That's true.
All right, War Machine.
All right, War Machine. Let's see what you can do. Rocket pods. Meh.
No.
no. That was awful.
That was adorable, War Machine.
War Machine. He's like, I know what you said about me, Nikki. I'm not going to work hard for you.
So that was fun, sucker. Because of the way rocket pods work, Zola was close enough. You could not see Viper. She was stealthed. So Hey, that's not a bad roll. Actually, that's a bad roll, Nikki. I'm sorry.
Well,
No damage.
you know.
So
this
two
is,
strategic geniuses for defense rolls.
Baron Strucker.
Yeah. You did it again.
Okay, a little bit of damage
A little
there.
bit of damage. Okay, so here, I don't know why. I did them one at a time, but I have two strategic geniuses rolls. Strategic genius rolls, two of them. I can't, gosh, that's a tongue twister. So you did some good damage. You finally hurt him. Zemo, not so much.
No.
No, sorry.
Stupid re-rolls.
Yes.
And you always roll well when you re-roll. I don't know what it is.
Not always, but in this game, I did. All right, so scientific method onto Crossbones. It gives him 2 powers, and he takes 2 damage from it. But now he's got ESP leakage.
That sounds like something you need to take medication for,
A
Andy.
cream, actually, yes. And then he's kind of got a weird ability, kind of like Enchantress, where he gets 2 extra defense dice unless you pay for him to be removed. So, yeah, it's an interesting ability.
I didn't know that.
What?
That you could pay for it to be... What was it?
Well, for this is a scientific method onto Crossbones. Yeah. We'll see if it comes up. I don't know if it comes up.
Okay, because I was like, yeah, that would have been important to know. This is why you always need to read your enemy's cards when they're new.
And by your enemy, you mean your husband. He is your enemy.
And by my enemy, I mean you, Andy.
So...
All right, shield agents, and they move up. Is that who is that?
That's, well, the one on the bottom is Strucker.
Okay.
They're in pistola range. Pistols.
Oh,
but you're
it's
shooting
Viper.
at Viper.
I'm shooting at
You were
Viper.
originally going to shoot at...
Wow.
Yeah.
Just wow. Stupid purple dice. All right, Nick Fury.
You know, I rolled too many dice. I apologize. I thought you were going to attack Strucker.
Oh, okay, which I probably originally was.
That was my bad. Sorry.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
But this has Pierce on it. Yeah, I think all of Nick Fury's, or a lot of his attacks have Pierce on them. And then we forgot for a second, you've got Director of S.H.I.E.L.D., which allows a reroll.
So there's my reroll.
So yeah, you did 2 damage. 3 damage. 3 damage. Because you pierced. Alright, so now Viper wants a little bit of revenge. And I had this all planned out, and it was going to be... It's awesome. No, it's not going to be. It's awesome. So Viper strike onto shield agents. I needed some movement shenanigans, and that is more than enough to take them out. So I'm going to teleport within one of them. And here's where I messed up. So, shield agents have a special rule.
Well, I don't. You didn't mess up. I didn't remember that I was supposed to put the
token.
The token. I could place the token. That's the thing with shield agents. When they drop a token, the shield agents would place it instead of Andy, instead of the other person.
Right. So what I ended up doing was using displacement ring to go back and healed myself so I wouldn't bleed out. Nikki should have placed the token, though, so that should have played out a little differently.
Okay, so Howling Commandos. And again, that should be... It's flat. It's
flat.
For all intents and purposes, Andy and I agreed we could...
Again, it's an aesthetic. It's aesthetic for this.
It's aesthetic, yeah.
It's World War II. There are craters everywhere.
Okay. So, what are you guys going to do, Howling Commandos?
Well, how about blow some stuff up?
All right, Baron Strucker.
That's a good roll.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. So is that.
Crap.
Well, there you go. So I got my 2 strategic genius rerolls, but...
And that was grenades, right?
That was grenades.
Yeah, that was grenades.
So it's like Domino. I'm incinerated now. But he does have... Well, this whole Hydra list has a very special rule under Strucker. Yeah, you're repositioning now. Where if I can hurt you, I can give you back that love. In this case, love of incineration.
Oh, well, that's a pretty good.
But I have to be able to hit you.
Okay.
So plasma blast. And this is also causes incineration, which is nice. So one way or another, if I can hurt you, you're going to be incinerated. But I got to hurt you.
Hey, look at those 2 crits.
That's unfortunate set of crits. There's your crit rolls.
Which did nothing.
Did nothing. Hey, I incinerated you. And then I said, but it's one way or another, you're going to get incinerated as long as I hurt you.
Yeah.
Because of my leadership role.
Another plasma blast.
Another!
Don't you think that's enough plasma to go around?
No. There's a lot of fire on this game.
So I've blocked 2 so far. That was a good hit
That was a good defense.
And then, what the heck?
Whoops! Did I do that? Yeah, so you're dazed. Nick Fury. No, you're not. You're still alive. I'm sorry. Now I'm going to try to daze you with keeping the family together there so that they could strategic genius off of each other. So now I'm going to strike you. Yeah.
So that's...
There we go.
Yeah.
Boom.
Now I'm dazed.
You're dazed, yeah. Yeah, that double strategic genius is killer. So now here's the unfortunate part.
So I passed here because
You weren't
Captain
in range
America,
of
I
shield
wasn't
roll.
in range of anybody, and I wanted to get that point,
You needed that point.
and I needed it, yeah. So
Alright, so now I'm gonna use a little ESP leakage on you.
that just sounds
It
awful.
sounds so horrible. The doctor says it's getting better.
And Crossbones definitely seems like he would be the one that would have
Did
it.
you get the ESP leakage? Oh, my mind is going so many places I'm not going to because this is a family show. All right, so we are now tied up 10-10. I scored 5, you scored 4. Into round 3 in this Shield versus Hydra match. All right, tied game. So we had some cube fatalities this round. You were able to move him up because of your leadership ability, but both he and Viper both dazed because of cube damage.
Yep. That's a thing, cube damage. I get
Yes.
that all the time.
Don't you hate it when that happens?
Yeah.
So you called in the cavalry.
Called in the cavalry, they can immediately interact. I went ahead and I picked up 1 because otherwise they just get 2 damage.
Right. So they come in activated, but they do have an ability to pick it up.
Right.
No matter what.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Tactical knife, Nick Fury on, who is he?
Zemo.
Tactical knifing.
Yeah, I mean, he's going against a guy with a sword. That's a pretty BA move there from Nick Fury.
It is.
That's what I expect from him.
Exactly. And if I roll a wild, he's got pierce and bleed.
Yeah. Ouch.
So there's my reroll because he's near the shield.
Hey, there's your wild.
There's my wild.
Ouch. Yeah, you, I believe you just, let's see. That was on Zemo, so I think you dazed him. No. Oh, no, you didn't. I'm sorry. You didn't.
So you did a counter strike, and wow.
2 damage. That was a super effective counter strike.
All right, so now lead from the front.
Not very effective leading from the
No,
front.
and this is supposed to be his big attack.
Like, guys, don't embarrass me.
Don't embarrass me, guys.
You embarrassed yourself.
Whoopsie.
But then you got pistols. Because that is part of lead from the front.
Yeah, so, and that
Blocked.
did nothing.
Yep. So now I'm going to counter strike you again.
Yikes.
This was on Fury. I just did 5 damage with counter strike.
Yeah.
I was so hoping you only had 5 damage, but you have 6. 5 stamina.
Okay, so this is siblings in arms? No.
No, this is his move, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, he just moved.
Yeah. So Crossbones is going to pick that up. And there's good old Human Torch there. Got a little bit of ESP leakage I need to send your way.
It's like we're 6 and we find this so amusing.
That, I did not expect that to happen.
Wow. Wow.
I'm sorry? Yeah, dazed you in one hit with Crossbones.
That's crazy.
That was crazy. Now you're throwing prototype weapons at Zemo. That's some nasty prototype weapons you got there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Here we go. Here comes my rerolls. Yeah, there we go. Well, but that's still plenty of damage. Yeah, that's when you dazed Zemo. You dazed him.
He's dazed.
Now you're using siblings in arms.
Siblings in arms. Oh, I can move them within 1, I think, or 2 of Howling Commandos. Then move him up. Move Howling Commandos up. Pick up the fragment, the cube, whatever.
All right. Come on, Zola. We're going to do a super attack onto Captain America. This is Focused ESP Box Blast. Can you dig it? And I'm going to enhance this a little bit with experimental enhancements, which can hurt me as well if I roll skulls, and I'm 1-2 punching it. So yeah, I just hurt myself from this attack.
Wow, Andy.
Yeah. 10 dice. 10 dice.
And I did not block a whole lot of it.
No. There you go, you blocked one. All in all, I did 3 damage to you from this attack, which was enough.
Because Captain America was holding a fragment, right?
Correct.
So
Yeah.
that he had a couple of damage at this point.
Yeah, and that's really what got it for me. So I was able to move Hydra Bob up to not only grab the fragment, but also grab the objective. I felt pretty safe from anybody attacking over there. So now Strucker is coming. He's in range of, I did measure that out, he is touching or he's within 1 of the Infinity Formula. And now I'm going to do the world is mine onto the shield agents. So you threw my own dice, which that's what, if there's confusion there, Nikki threw black dice.
Yes,
but it didn't matter.
I did not mean to do that.
It did not matter at this point. They're obliterated. You drop it, but as it turns out, I scored just enough points to win this game after this drop. So, good game, Nikki.
Good game, Andy.
All right, so Hydra versus Shield is in the bag. How'd you feel about that game, Nikki?
Well, it kind of sucked, honestly. Like, that was awful. Why didn't I use, what was it, medical emergencies?
Medpack or?
It's not medpack. It's like, sort of like medpack, but...
For Shield only. That's right. You do have that.
And it's like you remove a special condition too. And anyway, I forgot. I totally forgot. I was really trying to keep everything straight. And there's a lot of new characters and bad excuse, but...
Well, he did have 3. I mean, Captain America was a little bit mainly similar, but he did have a few things that made him just a little bit different.
I feel like I should have put maybe War Machine back where he was, moved him up more. That was just bad. I mean, I don't know. No excuses, I guess. Just...
It's one of those things, it's kind of like the Black Widow effect, where you usually people usually keep her behind so that she can grab the objective and keep that. he was forced to do that this game. Because I remember
Because
you're
of
like,
where he was.
you were like,
just
I can't move him. And he's a very good piece, especially for 4 points to not
Yeah.
move. So, yeah.
That was just bad. And also, if I had just gone ahead and moved him up and lost that 1 point, I would have had less points than you that one time. And if somebody had gotten dazed, I would have got a victory point because of my leadership. So I should have just done it. I think in some ways I was playing too
Cautious.
but in other ways, not. So, I don't know. Yes, that was my wise words of the day.
I was cautious, but I was reckless at the
but
same
not.
time. I was recklessly cautious. So,
Yes, that's a great way to put it. Recklessly cautious.
so yeah, I enjoyed Hydra. Very interesting team. It's almost like for me, and again, this is probably not everyone else's thoughts, but it's like playing Sam's Avengers because you're going to be playing 3-point cost characters. None of my people were above 3 points. In fact, it was Bob was the only non 3-point at 2.
I'm just getting more ticked off the more you talk. It's like.
So.
Also, somebody was rolling real well.
I was.
Yeah. So, no, I'm not going to say that. Cut that.
It's too late. It's already in there.
It's said. It's already said.
It's said.
Because you always do that to me. And
because you do roll well, but you're right. But this time, I stacked it in my favor. I read somewhere, and maybe it was Rich or Nathan, or I can't remember who, but they were commenting when you have a reroll on one from a character, it's like adding almost 2 dice sometimes, at least 1 dice. I had 2 rerolls because of the Zemo Zucker effect. And hopefully I did that right. So please, if I did not, don't tell me because I want to live with this just for one time. But
no, tell him.
But
tell him he's wrong.
So for Zucker, I mean, between Zucker, Zemo, and Viper, I had 2 rerolls. And none of them are rolling, a couple of dice were 4 dice attacks, but most of them were 5 or, more. That adds up tremendously. So I on purposely, on accident, did that. And I forgot that Zucker had Strategic Genius too. So when I put him next to Zemo, the light clicked in at the very beginning of the game. And as you saw, that's what happens. So you won't let me get away with that again, probably. You'll probably focus fire at least one of them, if not both, next time. But again, it's a live and learn type game. So, it was interesting. It was fast. But, we figured the Infinity Formula and the Cosmic Cube were 2 very classic scenarios for Hydra and S.H.I.E.L.D. It only made sense to use those scenarios this time around. So we are working currently on the next lore video, which should actually be followed by the Sentinels next game. And do you want to explain the lore? It's going to be a little bit unique this time.
Yeah, so the last 2 have been focused on a character or characters. And this one we decided, kind of based on a comment that we got, that we're going to focus on a story from the comics.
A storyline. It's one of my favorite storylines. In fact, it is the storyline that got me hooked into reading comics back in 1992. It is the Executioner song, the X-Men's Executioner song, and it spans the 4 different comics at the time. And that was X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, X-Factor, and X-Force. And because of that, and because of all the teams involved, it's going to be an interesting video to kind of explain what's going on and who are a lot of these characters that you've probably never seen. However, everybody from everybody from MCP is in there. So that's why we thought, hey, if you want to see how these characters acted in the comics, this might be a good example.
Yeah, and this is like, you were telling me last night, I started reading it last night. This is kind of pre a lot of stuff.
Yes,
with the X-Men.
Again, this is 1992 story, so one of the big things, Wolverine had not really been expanded to where he's at now. A lot of his past was still a mystery. This was before he even knew he had bone claws. So that's completely new. The Raging Cajun Gambit was very new at the time, and he's been led onto the team, and he's not
flirting too much with Rogue right now. He's flirting with Storm.
Yeah, like right off the bat, he's flirting with
Storm.
Storm. I know one thing that's kind of like, I just cannot stand Scott.
Yes.
Yuck.
And you'll see why.
He makes me seriously, ugh. Like,
Gene, you don't have time for that, man.
Gene, you're too good for that.
And you'll find out why. Yeah, Scott is being Scott, and
Scott's being Scott.
he very much is Slim at this point too.
I'm
so.
like, yeah. Well, we'll talk about it more.
We'll talk about it
We
more.
don't want to talk about it all now.
Right, but so hopefully that's some anticipation. Executioner song next, followed by the Sentinels versus the X-Men in our next battle report. As always, we look forward to your comments, and if you've got suggestions for games or lore videos you'd like to see us do, please let us know. Until next time, all right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.